Okay, Algebra 1, 3-1, Chapter 3, Section 1, Graphing Linear Equations. Just a reminder, when you get to class, you do need some graph paper because obviously the lesson states that we will be graphing. So first, let's start with the standard equation or the standard formula of a linear equation. And it will look just like this. AX plus BY equals C. A, B, and C just stand for numbers that are in front of those variables. So some examples of linear equations. You might see something that looks like this. 2x plus 3y equals 7. And in that case, A is 2, B is 3, C is 7. Those are the numbers in front of there. You might see something, if it's negative, it's okay. You could also see things that maybe just have an x value. Maybe they just have a y value. But as long as they have an x and a y, or one or the other, and set equal to a number on the other side, then those are linear equations. And so the first way that we're going to graph them is we're going to make a table. So let's go to the next example. And let's say they want me to graph. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this here and do my work on the side. Okay, so what I've done here is created a table of x values and y values, and in the middle you'll see the equation. So I want to pick some pretty consistent values, and so my choices are always going to be -1, 0, 1, and 2. We will create our own x values. You can pick any that you want, but these are the easiest. So now I need to go through and substitute everywhere I see an x. I need to replace that with -1. So that's 2 times -1 minus 2. 2 times -1 is -2. -2 minus 2 is 4. Do the same thing with 0. That's going to be easy. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 is -2. Place in the 1. That's going to be 2 times 1 minus 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. And then on the last one, we're going to have 2 times 2. And so 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Again, notice that all of my x values were subbed in the exact same place at the exact same time. So let's do those coordinates. I've got -1, 4. And let's see if this actually makes a good line. I have 0, -2. I have 1. Let's see. I have 1, 0. What did I do here? Okay, here's the great part of math. I have made a mistake in the first column. And let's go through the first row again. I plugged in -1. 2 times -1 is -2. -2 minus 2 is -4. So I made a huge mistake there. So the great thing about mistakes is we can correct them. So that's -1, -4. There we go. And then I have 1, 0. And then I have 2, 2. So that looks a lot better. So then I'll try to make a good line here. Let's go with that. Nope, I don't like that one. There we go, I like that one. And so there is our line. And get in the habit of labeling your lines. So this is y equals 2x minus 2. Okay, so making a table. The next one, I'm going to take the exact same graph y equals 2x minus 2. And I'm going to graph this one by using the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now, that means it's where that line hits the x and y axis. So let's just do a little for example. If I hit the x-axis, okay, that coordinate is 3, 0. And if I hit the x-axis over here, this coordinate is negative 3, 0. And if I hit the x-axis over here, this coordinate is negative 6, 0. Notice the zeros in the y place. So anytime I hit the x-intercept, my y value is 0. Now let's see if it works the same way for the y-intercept. Here's a y-intercept. That's 0, 4. Here's a y-intercept. That's 0, negative 4. So notice the pattern. For my y-intercept, x has to be 0. So let's clean this off of here. And let's actually graph this just by using the two intercepts. So what I'm going to do for my x-intercept is I'm going to substitute in y equals 0 into my equation. So that gives me 0 equals 2x minus 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So that gives me 2 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 1. So where x equals 1, which is right here, that's my intercept. So now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to let x equals 0. So that's going to be y equals 2 times 0 minus 2. So y equals 0 minus 2. So my y-intercept is at negative 2. Now I can graph that line. And now my question is, let's go back to our original line and see if that's where it crossed the x and y axis. You'll see it crossed the x-axis at 1, and it crossed the y-axis at negative 2. So it's the exact same line, just graphed two different ways. Okay, so that's Chapter 3, Section 1, Graphing Linear Equations. Don't forget your graph paper.